Good morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and I want to get a video done right quick. I noticed in the comment section that there was a request for an envelope type pocket for your planner, personal planner. And I thought I would do an envelope with a pocket on the front and a pocket on the back. You only need one piece of paper for this. So this is the finished product. It has an envelope, and then there's a pocket on the front and a pocket on the back. And I just put a piece of washi tape for decoration. This is a piece of Heidi Swap paper. This piece of paper is from the Pink Paisley Hello Sunshine collection. And the first thing we want to do is determine the width of our finished product. So I'm going to take my template as usual, and the width of the template, this is the width of the dividers in my planner. So 6 inches is the width of this. And since it's going to be an envelope, and hopefully store some important receipts or stuff maybe, I'm going to go ahead and make the actual pocket the same width. I don't know if I'm going to make it the same height, but I'm going to make it the same width. So we're going to score at 6 inches. And I'm scoring on the right side because we're going to be folding toward the back. Okay, the next score line we need to determine is our flap. And I scored this flap at 2 inches. So that's what I'm going to do today. See, I scored it at 2 inches and then I trimmed. I used a plate for a template, but I'll show y'all that later. So if you want your pocket deeper, you can definitely make it deeper. It's just that your actual finished product is not going to be as long. So there's the score line for the flap. And now we need to score a line for the bottom pockets. I'm going to score at 3 inches because that is the finished width at the widest point here. You can determine, I wouldn't go more narrow than that because I don't think it would hold stuff very well. If you go deeper, then just remember that your finished envelope is going to be less tall. I need to score on the back for this one because this is going to fold forward. Okay, so we essentially have our score lines done. So let me move the scoreboard. The next thing we need to do, and this is how it's going to go. And this actual flap here is going to fold forward and be our flap for the front of the envelope. So we need to make our marks to make our angle. I used on this one, let's see, I went in just about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches. So I'm going to make a mark with my pencil. I want it about the same depth as this one. Okay. And remember, we're going to cut from the narrow end and angle it to the cut end. So let me get my trimmer. I'm lining up this way. I've got my Explorer right here. I probably just need to put that on the floor. I'm filming in a new area and I like it, but I'm still getting the kinks out. So I have my line here that I made with my pencil, and then I have the end of my opening here. And what you're doing is essentially just making one of those giant French ribbon cut is the word I'm looking. It's early. I haven't even had my coffee yet. So now we have our pocket. We need to cut out the section for our flap. It's going to go in the planner this way. The holes are going to go here. So we need to cut off this 2-inch section here and leave the back part for the flap. I hope everybody had a great Easter. We celebrated Easter a day early here with my daughter and son-in-law and my Piper because they went on vacation and they've been gone since Sunday morning. And y'all know I usually see her every day because I keep her during the week, and then they come on the weekends to eat and stuff. So I'm kind of lost. It's very different, I'll say that. This is the first time I've been away from them this long. So I keep thinking I'm forgetting something. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and burnish this down really good so it's nice and flat. So the next thing we're going to do is make the curve on our flap. And I'm just using one of my dinner plates. Hey, whatever works. And I'm going to line up the center of my plate's about 1/4 of an inch or so from the top. You just want to look straight down on it and make sure it's as even as possible. This does not have to be perfect. Remember, it's handmade. Although we would like it to be perfect. See, that is so crooked. I've got to fix it. That's much better. I'll just have to erase that line and just cut off as smoothly as possible. Cut off the excess. And you know, you could probably use an X-Acto knife in that plate and get an even better cut than me. Now we're going to cut our finger slot so that we can get stuff in and out of this envelope. And I'm just going to use a big circle. I think this is a 2 1/4 inch circle. And I'm going to center it as best I can on this panel right here. And come down about halfway down the circle. Some of them have markers. This one is some of them have indentions on the side to show you halfway, but this one doesn't. This is a really old punch, but it still works. So let's see if I can get this. And I just noticed something inside my punch. There's a dip right in the middle. So there is a way on this one to check the middle of your circle right there. I learned something today. Before we tape, we're going to cut an angle here and here, so that when you fold your flap down, it doesn't get hung up on that cardstock there. See how this one, it's white on white. It's hard to see, but there's an angle. That's what we're going to do now. And this is just an eyeball it thing. Let me use big scissors, so maybe I can just get it in one fell swoop. The trick is trying to get the other side even, which I never get it perfectly even, but I come close, so that's good enough for me. I mean, you could actually take that piece you cut off and trace a line, but that looks pretty close to me. Now we're going to use our adhesive of choice. You can use liquid or tape. I'm going to use, I think this one is scrappy tape. Nope, I'm using score tape, and it's the 5/8 inch score tape. And the reason I'm using that size is because when I punch my holes, they're going to be right in the middle of that tape, and that's going to give it extra strength at one of the weakest points. This is a weak point, and so is this. So, and when you put your tape down, remember we've got this angled cut, and you can even make a mark if you want. But this, since the tape is 5/8 inch, it may come out a little bit. So I'm just going to make a mark right there. You don't have to do that, but you want to come down so it's not going to show. Don't you just love score tape? Now on the bottom, we're not going to use the 5/8 inch because that's would take up too much space inside the actual envelope. And you see how I have the pocket folded up in the front because you don't want to get that thick tape down the side of the pocket. We're going to use 1/4 inch tape at the bottom. And then open it up, and we're going to use 1/4 inch tape on the inside of the pocket. This piece worked out to be a good size. It is absolutely beautiful outside this morning. The sun is streaming through my windows over there. Yesterday was a dreary day. And Easter Sunday it rained, so, and that's the first time I can remember in a long time that it rained. It was kind of sad. But it wasn't torrential rain, so activities were still able to be had outside. Just kind of hit and miss. I'm going to pull up the tape on the front and back pocket first. My goodness, if I can grab it. It's crazy. I need to stop cutting my fingernails so short. Okay. I'll press this down from the middle and go out. Make sure I get that lined up good. So there are outside pockets. And now we're going to tape down or adhere down the inside. And the bottom. And I'm pressing from the middle, getting it good and flat. So essentially that's the finished product. Now we're going to punch the holes, and I'm going to use my template as usual. If I can figure out where I put it. I was showing y'all something and I stuck it somewhere and I don't know where I put it. Right there. And my hole punch that I used for the last video, going through all these layers of cardstock and tape, it killed my hole punch. It did. I stripped it and it won't even close. So I had to go buy another one, and you guys, this We Are Memory Keepers 1/4 inch, what is it called? Power Punch. This is fabulous. This goes through a notepad like butter. It's crazy, and it's got that big hole that we need instead of the smaller crocodile holes. So it's worth the money. Just use your coupon. I'm lining up my holes so that I have the same amount of hangover on the top and the bottom, so the holes will be in the middle of the pocket. That looks about right. I'm going to clip this so hopefully it doesn't shift on me when I'm making my holes. And this little thing opens to dump out your little circles, but if you open it up, you can line it up with the holes perfectly, or as perfectly as possible. I mean, it's like I'm going through one piece of printer paper with this thing. It's wonderful. Wish I'd have found that sooner. So that's the finished pocket. And of course, we probably need a little teeny bit of decoration on it. So let's get some gray washi tape. I have that in my planner bag. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this print, the little triangles, they're pink and gray. So we're going to mimic those colors with polka dot and a pink stripe. And I do have this thin washi tape too that would look good on it. So we'll figure something out here. I think I'm going to go right in between. There's our first piece. That looks good with this color. Gray looks good with any color, just about, I would think, though. I think I'm going to use these little pieces instead. I'm going to flip it, start from here. And I'm going to come up over the edge of that a little bit. The thinner tape is harder to get straight. If you leave your edge sticking out on the end like I did when I first started, that'll give you a way to line it up. It's not perfectly straight, but it's straight enough. See how it comes down a little bit here? That's okay though. And then, should I put some of this pink? Or should I put... I think I'm going to put this semi-chevron gray below the pink. And I'll just punch a hole. You're really going to be able to tell where I got the pink crooked. But that just gives it charm, right? Yeah, like that. I have a little excess glue sticking out here. I'm going to put this in my guillotine trimmer. and get that raw edge, because there's a tiny bit of adhesive sticking out because the cardstock was not. That's better. And then this little, I'm sure most of you guys probably have one of these already. I'm just so excited with my new hole punch. It goes through anything. Okay. There is our pocket and envelope. I hope that this was easy to follow, and I hope this is what you wanted. And I had a request to show my Heidi Swap setup. I really don't color code. I just use the colors I like when I'm writing in my planner. And I had a request, I think, for supplies or what I have. So I may do those also. But if there's something else y'all would like to see, just keep the suggestions coming. I'm going to really try and get on top of these videos and start posting again with some regularity. So, yeah, and summer's coming up too, so that'll make it easier. Anyway, I'm going to put one of these in the giveaway binder, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you like the finished product. And I'm so thankful that y'all are watching and commenting. And I hope y'all have a beautiful week. Thanks for watching. Bye.